Hello, lovelies. I hope you're doing well. I'm doing okay. I uh, I found a hard drive. We've been kind of going through some cleaning up, trying to get rid of a few things, and I've discovered that I have a problem. I I have too many guitars. My addictive personality, I think, carried over into, well, kind of everything I participate in. Apparently, I can't do a little bit of nothing. I already wrote that, by the way, so don't get no ideas. But I found a hard drive, and in that hard drive, I found a hair. In that hard drive, I found a treasure trove. I've always found it very difficult to keep up with all my songs because I was at Universal Music Publishing Group. They probably got 1,000, 1,200 songs. Then I was at Cobalt, and that's probably another 700 or 800. And then BMG. I got sick in the BMG deal, so my first 2 years I was writing, and then I didn't write hardly at all. That's the first publishing deal that I didn't meet my quota. When you get a publishing deal, you have to you have to write a certain amount of songs, and the quota is so easy to meet. I could meet it under normal circumstances, sleeping. It's not many at all, but I was sick for so long, so I had to write 7 songs in 2 days, and I did it to meet my end of the agreement, and I felt terrible about it, but I got nothing to say nice about all my publishing deals. Everybody was always very kind to me. Got nothing to say. The train's coming by. He'll blow again. Okay, I think he's gone. So I found this. You'll go through. I went through like 3 or 4 computers in the past 12 or so years, and I'm not very technical, but I would always try to make sure that I had all of my catalog, all of my songs in one spot. And so I would, a computer would die, I would try to get all the songs off, and at some point I'm just going to have to go to all of the publishing companies and ask them for every sound recording they have for all of my songs, because it's something that I need to have that, because if something were to ever happen to me 100 years from now, when I'm 150 something, because I plan to live a long time. Life's been trying to kill me since I come out kicking and screaming. The doctor slapped me and I slapped him back, kind of thing. It's funny. I've never been that tough, but it just sounds funny. So I would go through a computer, get a hard drive, get the songs, and I've lost a bunch of songs. I found a hard drive. The point I'm trying to make took me 3 minutes and 47 seconds to say I found a bunch of songs. And so I just wanted to, I just kind of listening through. I was reading through titles, and I saw one that I had forgotten about. And man, this song, I love it so much. And for the life of me, I can't tell you why I didn't put it on a record. I so wish that I would have sung a version. But I wrote this song with Bobby Terry. And Bobby is such a great singer and such a great guitar player, that rather than me trying to, he played guitar while we were writing it, I would have had to learn the song and then learn the phrasing. So when we did the work tape, he just played and sang it, and I love the way it turned out. But had I sung it, I might could have just uploaded the iTunes like it is, just a guitar demo. But alas, that is not the way that life has played out for me. So I've talked enough. I'm going to play you this song that I love, and if I cry, I cry. It's called Now That I'm Sober. And if you've ever struggled with any kind of an addiction, then you'll know exactly where I'm coming from. Or if you have had a loved one that has gone through that and you've watched it, then you know how incredibly difficult it is to navigate and find your way from the chaos and the hell and the confusion of active addiction, and slowly find your way into health and well-being and a sense of purpose, and begin to love yourself again, and to lose the shame, and make peace with all of the resentments. And then, one day, years later, you wake up and you can look at yourself in the mirror again and go, man, I'm proud of you. If you've ever had to deal with that, then I think you'll really especially appreciate this song.
Now that I'm sober, everything makes more sense. Don't worry about yesterday. I live life in the present tense. No more carrying the weight of all the things I couldn't change upon my shoulders. Now that I'm sober, got a little more free time to go out and play kick the can, that fast-growing boy of mine. God willing, since I put that bottle down, I'll be around when he gets older. Now that I'm drinking from a different cup and getting high on other stuff that don't come with no consequences every time you pick it up, I'm growing out of who I used to be. My family, they're all proud of me, and they're all glad to have me back, and I'm just glad those crazy years are over. Now that I'm sober, I wake up instead of coming to, I'm eating 3 meals a day, and paying bills when the bills come due.
Amen.
And I'm thankful for the love I should have lost each night when I come home and hold her. Now that I'm drinking from a different cup and getting high on other stuff that don't come with no consequences every time you pick it up, I'm growing out of who I used to be. My family, they're all proud of me, and they're all glad to have me back, and I'm just glad those crazy years are over. Now that I'm living proof that there's a God, and learning more than I forgot, yeah, I'm finally feeling comfortable with who I am and who I'm not. I'm growing out of who I used to be. My family, they're all proud of me, and they're so glad to have me back, and I'm just glad those crazy years are over. Now that I'm sober, now that I'm sober,
How about that? Isn't it beautiful? I couldn't find the lyric. I usually read them after we get through listening. I couldn't find them, but I think that's wasted time. You heard it. It's beautiful. And tomorrow, July 19th, 2010, I got sober. So tomorrow will be my sober date. So it really hit me when I heard the song. It really hit home. So I'm gonna quit talking. I love you. If you are struggling with addiction, reach out to somebody, because I promise you, whether you believe in God or the universe or Janis Joplin, it's an amazing thing that when you start asking for help, help shows up in the strangest places. And if you really want help and you really start asking for help, you can get help, and it's not that far away. I remember waking up in the morning. I was long past any mixers. I would wake up, and the first thing I would do is go to the freezer and get a bottle of vodka that I kept in a paper sack so my son wouldn't be able to see what it was. And I would be shaking so bad that I couldn't hold the bottle still. So I found it difficult to hit my mouth. And I would take a sip, and I would kind of throw up, and I would take a sip and throw up, and I would take a sip and finally get one down, and then I could feel from the top of my head it would start slowly coming down, and I would start feeling human again. And for years and years I was living on vodka and chicken broth because I couldn't eat. It was so bad and so desperate. And I remember during those years thinking, what am I going to do for fun if I get sober? As if living like that was fun, but you get so lost in it and the chaos and all of it. It's just so overwhelming, and it's just this loop of hell. It's just over and over and over, and you don't know how to get out. And I was at a songwriter camp. Actually, it may have been when I wrote this. No, it wasn't. But Bobby Terry was at that. I was in London, and a friend of mine, Daryl, we were coming home, and I was in the middle of the throes. I mean, I was a full-on alcoholic. People around me told me they could smell it through my pores. I thought I could chew gum and you wouldn't be able to smell it. I said, no, dude, you smell like a street person. It was so strong, it was oozing out of your pores. And I thought I was the life of the party. Turns out I was just annoying. But my publisher and a handful of people believed in me and thought that I had something to offer, and they never gave up on me. They thought I was writing good songs, even drunk. And we had finished writing and recording for the day, and we were on the way to the hotel, and I looked around. I was trying to be jolly. I was trying to be the life of the party, and I looked over at my friend Daryl, who was a dear friend to this day, and he had brought his partner, and he was a very quiet, meek person, and he did not talk much. And I'm trying to be friendly, and I'm like, well, what do you, we're just laughing and cutting up, and I said, what do you do for a living? And he smiled politely, and he said, I'm an interventionist. And I said, what's that? He said, well, when people have alcohol or drug problems, their family are worried that they're going to die. They'll call me, and I'll come in, and I'll orchestrate an intervention, and we'll try to get people to go to rehab. And the smile left my face. I'll never forget it. Even as drunk as I was, it's a turning point moment in my life. The smile left my face, and I looked at him for a long time. And I said, I'm not ready to quit, but I'm going to call you in about a year because I'm starting to get tired of this. And he said, I hope you do. And there's no way of knowing, but I would just about bet it was around a year. It wouldn't surprise me the way that God moved. It wouldn't surprise me if it was a year to the day. I called Daryl and I said, I need to speak to your partner. Name is Roger. And he put him on the phone and I said, I'm ready. What do I do? I need help, and I need help bad. And he told me exactly what to do. And for people in addiction, I'm gonna give you a little tip. If you try to schedule for next Thursday, you're never gonna go. So I said, how do I go today? He said, you need to go today. I said, I'll go today. I'll pack my bag right now. I'm that ready. And of course, I enjoyed rehab. I loved it. I liked it so much I went back 3 more times. But the last one was it. I called him and I said, will you detox me one more time? If you'll detox me one more time, you will never see me in this place with a suitcase. And when I called, one of the, still a friend of mine, but it doesn't work anymore, somebody said, Travis Meadows wants to come in. He said, Travis Meadows? I thought he was dead. That's how bad it was. And they brought me in and they detoxed me. And that was it. July 19th, 2010. And I don't miss it at all. And I'm very grateful today to be sober and to be a father and a husband and a contributing member to society. And I'm grateful for all the people that believed in me and didn't give up on me when an awful lot of people did. Because they, from the outside looking in, they just thought there's no way this is going to work. He's going to wind up in jail or dead. There's just no way. I was unfixable. And that was it. So if you're struggling with addiction, there is help, there is hope. If you know somebody that's struggling with addiction, there is help, there is hope. And there you go. I wasn't planning on playing. I was just going to play you a song and leave it alone. And then it dawned on me that tomorrow's my sober date, and then I got a little emotional because I really had forgotten about it. And then all of the talking about addiction was a bonus. I wasn't planning on doing that either. So I'm apologize. It's an uncomfortable subject. I think we as a society, there's a stigma associated with alcohol and addiction, and you just expect them all to be like homeless people hiding behind a dumpster. And the fact is that I've been in rehab with airline pilots and brain surgeons. It affects everybody. And, you know, there is, you can agree or disagree, but I learned a lot about the disease of alcoholism, of addiction. And there's a gene that apparently some people have that others don't. Some people can drink, put it down, don't touch it for 6 weeks. Other people take a drink and they can't stop. And that was me. And so the best way for me to not ever drink again is to just not drink at all. I can't. It's not possible for me to drink a glass of wine and quit. So I'd rather just give it up. And I don't miss it. I don't miss it at all. So there you go. I've rambled on for 18 minutes. I was just going to play you a 3-minute song and go. So I'm going to shut up now. I love you. I hope you love this song. And I'll see you soon. Bye.